Thanks again for joining for another Ultra AHA, and definitely getting down to the last couple of these. And this little snippet is very much about the theme around confidence. And I mentioned this in my podcast with regard to me completing this Ultra is essentially a smokescreen for me to increase my confidence. But of course, I didn't have to wait to actually get the confidence to do the event. Having the, basically the courage to just make the decision to start it immeasurably increases my confidence from that very first step, and it continues to grow and grow and grow. And this links me to the reason, like the two key reasons that I chose to do this Ultra. One was around being able to, prove to myself I could glide as a midlife woman over the finish line of an 84-kilometre event. But also at the same level of priority was that all the money that we raise, every single cent, goes toward the Bali Children's Foundation. And these people have been raising money and providing education programs for underprivileged, but particularly massive amounts of Balinese children in remote areas of Bali. And even not so remote, Lembongan Island is not that far from the main hub of Bali, and it needed major support as well. And I suppose the link that I keep thinking about is that education that these children will get with all this money will actually increase their confidence and what they are capable of, and also not just them, but the family unit that they live in. And it's another reason for this is also with education, we get, limitless opportunities. And what I mean by that in a mental capacity. And if you've traveled through Bali, if you've ever visited Bali as someone coming from the first world and definitely a very developed country, a very mature country, one of the most challenging elements I found was all of the rubbish. And you would just see so much pollution that we just take for granted. And this just shows how the chain of events can work. So when we asked our driver why it was, we Westerners will come over there and we buy all this bottled water because, of course, there's the problem with sanitation with the water. And he said, it's not just you guys, it's all of we Balinese, we don't know any better about looking after our environment. And then he also said to me that because they pay quite a low tax over there, and that's even if you are earning enough that you are paying tax, the government gets a smaller amount of money. There's issues obviously with corruption as well, but they don't have the systems to provide even basic things such as rubbish collection. So what he said to me is the cost for a family to be able to have a rubbish collection was something, I think it was like $5 a week or whatever the amount of money was. When you realise that without education, a family has basically got an income of around $50 a month, and that's whatever family members within that unit they actually have to help feed them, etc. That is the small amounts of money. So if you're going to say that, well, they really should just have a rubbish collection service and take that on, that level of family unit can't do that. And that is the bulk of the family units over there. So here's the cool thing, is that with Bali Children's Foundation, they know that if they can educate one child in that family unit up to just the basic level of a diploma education, so getting them through schooling and then getting a diploma, they will increase the income earning potential of that child, but therefore, because these children live with their families and bring that money back to them, sixfold. So they go from a $50 a month on average to $300 a month. You can see then how the economics around that to consider, taking on rubbish removal once you've even started to own your home, which, yes, they do own their homes over there. Our driver spoke about that process. That just is a game changer. And so around this whole theme of self-belief and confidence and education and the why of my ultra, I just want to ask you this question. If you have an ultra, your version of an ultra brewing in the back of your mind, what is the impact that it could have on other people who are impacted by what you're doing or any fundraising that's attached to it? And is this one of the ways that you could take some action which would then move you toward more confidence? Because at the end of the day, you don't need confidence to move forward. If you're lacking in confidence, I will guarantee you the minute you start to move forward and get the tiniest step under your belt, you will start growing in confidence immeasurably. See if this helps to fuel you to take action. Who else can I impact? What is the impact I could have on other people by actually even talking with other people about what I want to achieve with my version of an ultra? What do you come up with? Let me know. Because I can tell you, in the tough moments of my training, and I've mentioned this before, when I've thought about what I'm doing this for and where the money's going and the impact it's having, like the transformations it can have, not just on me, but on everyone of the money that's going to, just makes it all so much easier. So what transformations can you create with your version of an ultra? Hope this jiggers to have some action.